The Greedy Thieves' Downfall, a powerful moral story. Learn English. Once upon a time, there were 3 thieves who had become partners. They worked together to steal people's belongings, shared the loot among themselves, and lived off their crimes. Like most thieves and pickpockets who form gangs and use tricks to steal from others, these 3 had also formed a group in the small town where they lived. One of their tricks was to watch people in the streets to see who was carrying a lot of money. When they spotted someone making a purchase and putting the change in their pocket, they would follow that person until he reached a quiet alley. Then one thief would deliberately bump into him hard. The person would protest, "Hey! What kind of walking is that? Can't you watch where you're going?" The first thief would snap back, "Mind your own business. If you keep talking, I'll punch you in the head." The man, now angry, would say, "What a rude fellow you are." The thief would retort, "You're calling me rude? You're the rude one. How dare you insult me?" Then he would step forward, starting a fight. At that moment, the other 2 thieves would come over, pretending not to know what was happening. They would ask, "What's going on? Why are you fighting?" They would side with the victim, saying, "This gentleman is right, but please, stop fighting, and help separate them." While distracting the man, they would secretly pick his pocket and steal his money. Because the man was upset and focused on the quarrel, he wouldn't notice. Only after the thieves had gone would he realize that they had been working together and had robbed him. Another of their tricks was to target a shop that looked easy to rob, quiet, with the shopkeeper alone. 2 of them would stay outside pretending to be bystanders or passers-by. One thief would enter, buy something cheap, and pay for it while memorizing where the shopkeeper kept his money. He would leave and wait outside. Then the second thief would walk in, take some merchandise, and leave without paying. When the shopkeeper called after him, he ignored it and kept walking. Forced to act, the shopkeeper would chase him, saying, "Sir, you didn't pay." When the shopkeeper finally caught up, the thief would pretend to be forgetful, "Oh, sorry, I forgot. How much is it?" 100 reals, the shopkeeper would answer. The thief would hand him only 5 reals and say, "It's not worth more than this," and start to walk away again. The shopkeeper, frustrated, would argue with him. Meanwhile, the first thief, who had memorized the money's location, would sneak into the unattended shop, steal the cash, and slip away. Afterward, the third thief would arrive, pretend to mediate, reconcile the shopkeeper and the second thief, return the merchandise, and leave. By the time the shopkeeper went back to his store, replaced the item, and checked his till, he would discover that his money was gone, and only then realize the 3 customers had been thieves working together. The 3 greedy thieves used many tricks like these. They committed so many crimes in their small town that they were caught several times. Even after serving multiple jail sentences, they refused to give up stealing. Finally, the town's governor ordered that they be mounted backward on donkeys and paraded around the city so everyone would recognize them. Shamed and exposed, the thieves could no longer operate in town. They agreed to leave the city and continue their thieving in the surrounding villages. The thief who had gone to buy food thought to himself on the way, "Right now, those 2 are resting while I have to take all the risk. Those shameless fellows are always mocking me for being skinny and frail. Of course, I'm the one doing most of the running around, while they show up at the last moment, eat the most, give me the smallest share, and boast about their strength. They send me to the village because my appearance seems more suitable, while their looks are only good for eating and sleeping. Now that a whole saddlebag full of money has come into our hands, it's going to make them even greedier. In the end, they'll get me into trouble. But I know what to do. I'll go, get some poison, mix it into the food, and when I return I'll tell them I ate in town and I'm tired. Then I'll lie down and pretend to sleep until they eat the poisoned food. After that, the saddlebag of money will be mine." A whole saddlebag of money. The skinny thief did exactly that. He poisoned the food and came back. As soon as he arrived, the 2 partners, who had already agreed between themselves, jumped on him, beat him so severely that he died, and then, feeling secure, sat down, ate the poisoned food, and fell asleep. Meanwhile, a few travelers reached the abandoned ruin and found the village shopkeeper tied up. They untied him, heard the story, and followed the donkey's tracks together. When they reached the back of the mountain, they found the donkey peacefully eating grass, the saddlebag of money lying nearby, and the 3 greedy thieves, punished by their own treachery, dead beside it.